Now, I don't usually do topics like this on this channel. I usually do, well, anything like this. But this actually crossed my MSN feed on my phone. And I was 100% floored when I actually did see this. Now, for those that don't know who Tami Roman is, Tami actually was in the reality show game like many years ago, and I remember her as pretty much being the confrontational villain as well as being the most disconnected person on the entire show. But of course she's left that game a long time ago, and now she's becoming an entrepreneur. But the one thing about this story absolutely floored me. She's 100% okay with her husband getting somebody else pregnant. Now, according to this article, she's actually saying that she's going to take a break from her husband for at least 1 or 2 years so he can go out and achieve his legacy. And which means go out and impregnate a woman. And once the baby is, born, he comes back to her. Here's the thing. It might make sense on paper in your head, but when it is executed, it is going to be a huge mess. Now, I actually had this discussion with some of the folks in Club Atlantis. I actually did tell my friend Irvin about this, and he actually did do a video, and I will put a link to the video in the card so you guys can see his perspective on it. But of course, I talked to the other 2 members of Club Atlantis, and they had different views on it, which is fine. And of course, these days, everything is considered to be more modern. It's not as traditional as it is. But if you're not contributing any DNA, and she's not, this is not in vitro, this is not surrogacy. She is actually giving her husband 2-year permission, or 1 to 2 year permission to cheat on her and get somebody knocked up. She's not contributing any eggs. She's not contributing any type of DNA for this child. But she's saying that she's okay with co-parenting. Okay, so you're going to automatically make that assumption that the woman who has this baby, who is alive, is going to be okay with you parenting her kid? Do you really think she's going to sign off on that? Like, I'm sorry. And then you also got to say, is the husband gonna straight up tell these women, like, look, my wife gave me permission to knock you up? Like, really, how is that gonna go? It doesn't seem like there's gonna be any contract. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be any type of agreement. It's agreement between those 2. But in my humble opinion, you're pretty much setting yourself up for divorce. And Tami's 51. So if there's any... And I'm not saying that women can't have children in their 50s. There's some that can, but in some cases, no. But she doesn't seem like she wants to do it. She's in a position to where she's starting to reap the benefits of her career, as well as her the entrepreneurship she's been putting in for so many years. She is actually reaping the benefits of that, and she doesn't want to have a child at all. But you're pretty much setting yourself up for divorce. And my overall theory is this. Is this what her plan was all along? Is this a passive way of getting rid of your husband? And this is just a theory. I am in no way, shape, or form by any means criticizing her for her decisions. Do I think it's a bit disconnected or a bit detached? Yeah. I mean, she always came off that way when I saw her on reality shows. That she always tried to save face, but she just seemed like she was detached from people. And that's what I got from her when I remember her when she was in the reality show game. But I know, reality show is real, whatever is set up. But sometimes the person's true self does come out. And in this case, you're 100% okay with your husband taking a break, which means you're going to be separated from your husband for 1 to 2 years. So you really think he's going to come back to you? You don't think that he's going to become attached to his baby mama? You don't think he's going to become attached to that child to where he wants to be in a child's life 100%? In my opinion, this feels like it's planned. This feels like it's planned. I'm sorry, no woman in her right mind would sign off on being separated for 2 years from her husband so he can knock somebody up. You really think he's going to come back to you? was this a plan altogether for you to divorce him? It just doesn't seem, it doesn't seem real. This is surreal for, I don't know what to say about this, but you're practically signing your divorce papers. You might as well just let him go, let him be free to put his seed into every woman he can find. If you honestly think he's gonna come back to you, I doubt it. She might be the breadwinner of the family. She might be making more money than him. But regardless, when he finally has that legacy he's always wanted, I don't think he's going to pick you over that child. And I think he's going to want to be in that child's life. You honestly think that that woman is going to sign off, or the baby mama is going to sign off on having you, a stranger with no DNA in that child at all, to raise his kid? Because technically, this isn't a surrogacy. That would have been an adoption, if you really think about it. If she wants to co-parent, which I think it makes no sense to me at all to do that. But this whole situation in itself probably seems like it makes sense in her head. But it just comes off as her being incredibly detached. For her being a bit cavalier about the baby mama's feelings, possibly of her not wanting to co-parent with somebody she don't know, and then also being a bit cavalier about her husband. But then if you look at the picture, you're seeing that this dude is smirking. He's practically winning, if you think about it. He's got a green light from his wife to stay gone for 2 years, to go and have sex with anybody he wants, to produce a child with his DNA. He's winning. Like, I think he considers this a win. I mean, I'm not going to say their marriage is dead, but a part of me wants to say their marriage is dead. Or was dead for many years, to where that Tammy's like, I don't care. This is a way I can save face. Whatever. Go do what you got to do. If you come back, you come back. If you don't, you don't. I would not be shocked if that's her mentality throughout the whole thing. Am I going to vilify her for that type of thinking? No. But I think it's a long way around of doing stuff. You don't think the baby mama's going to come after you if you make more money than the husband? You don't think you're going to set yourself up for a huge mistake? Possibly. This is going to be a giant mess if she sees this whole thing through. She's better off just handing in the papers or getting a legal form of separation and then going to a divorce, and whatever you got to do from there, do it. Because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Not to me. Not at all. But I'm curious to hear what y'all thoughts are. What do you guys think about this? Do y'all think that this is a new way of people? I mean, she doesn't seem like she's interested in having a kid at all. Why do you care about co-parenting if you care about your career? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's not like getting a dog. This is a child. I mean, this is an actual child that didn't ask to be here. And she just seems so cavalier about everything. But I want to know y'all's thoughts. What do you guys think about this whole Tami Roman situation? I want to know your thoughts. Leave in the comments below. Let me know how you feel. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. Man, this is gonna be a mess.